All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, quick one. Adam, Omer, you guys hear me clearly? Doing an audio check. And also, do you see an actual video or an image, uh, streaming image of me talking? No image. Okay. All right. Let's see here if we can get that going. On Zoom, no. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see if it pops up. Okay. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Omer. Okay, we're going to start here in a few minutes. See this, if they run it up close to 700, that's going to give us a captain setup switch trade on the 200 NT Rinko. That's going to be significant, man. Really going to be significant. That could be the catalyst for a big, big move. Good morning, Randolph. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? All right, guys. So let's just get this party started here. We're gonna start with the ES on a daily basis, and what we're getting here is a bit of stability. They pushed against that target number two on the downside, and you're getting a market that can break out. And the breakout point is 38.05. We break into that, then 45, then that gap from the 10th, and the retest of this transitional zone. Ultimately, the trend that we're facing here is, let me see here, arcade. The trend that we're facing right now, it's a short trend, and it's just quite obvious it is a short trend. But we're getting a pocket of buy interest that we cannot ignore on a daily, on a intraday basis, right? So as long as we have the 200 and 100 that are in sync, and we have a push toward uh, this type of price structure, we can see a rally that can come up and retest this declining resistance. Some of the levels that we're talking about, 38. Now, if the market reverses to 37.60, then we can oscillate and consolidate in this range a little bit longer. Okay, let's take a look at Nasdaq. Give me a second here. That is Nasdaq. I mean, a lot of these, I mean, all these indices are going to be looking just about the same. Um, NQ is stronger than ES, uh, relatively speaking, in the chart. And we got 11,759. That is a level that we need to see the market come up and break. And then you got yourself into um, a gap, that 10th gap, and a retest of this level here. So the big number is 11,700. We break that level, then things can start getting to get lively on the long side. Crude oil. Am I missing something here? Let's take a look at crude oil here. All right. While that chart is updating, let's take a look at gold. And gold has been stuck in a meat grinder type of price action. Good morning, Sheila. And really, we have a transitional zone that is short. We keep hitting target number two, which is 1826, and bouncing back up. So eventually, this is have to resolve itself, and it has to resolve itself to the downside. Okay, and a break below 1820 definitely will get us momentum to 1800. Then target number three on a swing trade basis, which is 1765.3. Crude oil, we're testing and testing this zone. Ultimately, we got a break from the glowback session. And if we start breaking anywhere below 108, we should see momentum carry over uh, lower than cloud, and it has one more attempt to reverse, or otherwise this structure can get you below 100. Now, a couple of things that happened. Let's see here yesterday. So yesterday we were up $1,524 during the morning session on stream, right? And then around 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock, I took two more trades. I made 2166. Then at 7 o'clock, my time during the Globex session, took one and one short, one long. So we ended up at this level. Then late at night, I really had a great trade, and just only three contracts, and I made a grand on that one. So let's show you that one, the big one, 1212. Yeah, that one. Got one here, one here, one here. Sold, sold, and sold. And that was that trade. And everything was in sync on the long side. We had a new transitional zone plus this captain setup that failed to the long side. And then we had the entry in the range, sold in the range, and sold on this. Uh, Basically, what you're getting here is a railroad spear trade and a railroad signal all the way up to those levels. So that's how that number came about at the end, and that's a cumulative for the week. You should be still listening or hearing me, right? The audio still going or no? Good here, good here. So everybody seems to be audio's good on stream. So here we go. So it has to be. You just check your side, Adam. All right. What do we see? What's going to happen here? What do we need to see happen? Obviously, the first 10, 15 minutes or so, we're going to be patient. The market is out of sync in NQ between the 200 and the 100, between the 100 and the 200. Good morning, Mike. How are you, sir? Good morning. Good morning. Adnan, good morning. Good morning. All right. So if we get to 692, which is close to this 700, that's going to be critical for the longs. Big picture talk and a swing trade talk is this is a big captain setup. I mean, if you've been around here for a minute, you know that we love and we do love captain setups on the 200 NT Rinko. If you are a swing trader, if you are an option trader, this is a critical level for you. And it's a critical level for anybody that wants to get involved in a trade and hold on to it for multiple days for a big score. That is the type of signals that are significant. There was a captain set up here. We shifted the contract to the September contract, but prior to that, there was a captain set up short right here, and that was a magnificent. I'm telling you, 600, 600 all the way down to this 450. So just do the numbers on that. Over 1,000 points. And there's just off a captain setup, another captain setup right here. So point is, this is significant event that we're seeing today. So what has to happen? We have to close at that 692 in order for this to kind of continue. Right now, the market is actually in sync on the short side from the perspective of the 200 NT wrinkle, but you're coming into this captain setup. So good morning, GM. How are you? Good morning. So we're going to give the market a bit of time here and see how they are going to structure the open. What I want to see is right now the setup is looking for a short, but I'm not gonna. I'm just literally gonna be just watching here because the 200 and the 100 is in sync at 667. So as long as we continue to trade under 667, this market can pick up a bit of selling pressure into the 581. Yeah, here you go. They're coming in. Yeah, so I mean everything is in sync here on the short side. I mean they put on yeah, here you go. I mean look at that. Boom. Yeah, the market needs to prove itself above that 90, 91, 92. 200 and the 100 are in sync, and they are in sync on the short side. And guess what? Look at that level. What is that level? You see how the market came up to it, consolidated, ran above it. Now they're going to come back and test it, and they are just oscillating. And what is that? It's an FOMC number. That's the number where they 1 second before they release the Fed rates. That is a significant number that everybody needs to be putting on their charts. Look at that bad boy. Oof, that's a sell. Good job, Adam. Good job. Good job. Good job. Yeah, you may get that off Tesla too, GM. You know, you're gonna get that. I mean, basically everything got in sync. and everything got in sync on the short side. You got this wave lower. I mean, we're target number three is hit on this sequence. Target number four is going to be 529. Target number five will be 492. That's the sequence of events here. So we are coming into this middle of the range. So the idea of getting a captain setup switch trade, obviously the switch part of it is no longer valid. We're coming back to that number, and that is a number that the market has behaved uh, either bought at it or sold at it or near it. So they're oscillating and consolidating. The longs need to protect 543. This candle, excuse me, this candle or the next candle, excuse me, this candle or the next candle need to protect this level and turn back around and close higher to protect this captain setup and to protect that channel. So from this captain setup long, you get from 572 to 706. We sometimes see them come back to the body of this captain setup and consolidate, but already made you over 100 plus points on that rotation. And the selling continues, and this is the second rotation in that one. Well, I mean, it was set up. It was set up for a breakout, but it needed to break the 92. That was the condition in which we were looking for in order for us to start committing on the long side. And it never got there. So it didn't get there, no trade. But what the market did, and it did very convincingly, is the 200 and the 100 were in sync on the short side. And then the rotations here started to pull us into that direction. And it started with this one. You had an inception trade right here, a switch trade, a spear trade. All of them are short. And now you got a second rotation of a switch trade and a push lower. So at the end of the day, it's if the market in sync, you trade. If the market is out of sync and out of harmony, you pause and you gather more information. So we make assumptions as well. Like, okay, so if they are coming here and holding the line, which it looks like they're wanting to, and the market close at 641, then what's our action? Our action is any pullback, we will get aggressively long because then the market has done the following: gave you a captain setup, ran up, retested the captain setup, retested the FOMC meeting number, and protected glowbacks. Yeah. If that happens and a break above 641, my I'm gonna be lining up myself for some good longs. Anything less than that, I'm just gonna be looking for the short side. And I'm going to look for the market to get back in sync on the short side. I mean, it is in sync already. It's just I'm looking for that's defining the behavior, the environment. I want to see the behavior. That's interesting right here. Yeah, that's an entry. If they put a captain setup short, I'm gonna get in. Just one contract. Come on. And it is gonna be, ooh, it's gonna be a quick one. Either it's gonna work here or it's not. That's fine. I mean, they put a captain setup. I needed to. There's a bit of a bid coming in here. Yeah, there's a bit of a bid. The market is out of sync. So what does that mean? That means that we are looking for 643. It's a couple of things actually. One is either we break 569 and that will get us back in sync on the short side. We run up 20s and 30s and hold and reverse, will be in sync on the short side again and we'll attempt that short one more time. Or we go all the way up to 643 and that will let me know that I need to go long. So they really needed to do it here, especially with that captain setup, and they flipped it. Actually, they slipped me pretty decently here too. That's 10, 15 points. Wow. All right, here they come. Here they come. A new transitional zone to the upside, and remember 643. 643 for the long or 580 for the shorts. One of those two things are going to happen here fairly quickly. Okay. I mean, I got the 580. Can we get an entry? I mean, market is fast here. So what would be an entry for me? Let me see here. It would be a disconnect of the transitional zone and a reconnect of it. Out there. Why did I get it there? Yeah, that's just 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. Here we go. Well, market is disconnected again. That's some wild price action. 50 points in like 2 seconds. So the top of the hour at 9 o'clock, Mr. Fed Chair Powell testifies. So just keep an eye on that. How's VIX doing? Let's see. Hmm. Down to 23.49. Huh. All right. They are trying. They are trying. They are, I mean, the significance of this level is really an important one. And you could tell that every time they come to that level, they they pick up a bid and they do it in a fast way. 643, huh? So 643 is the number. All right. Just gonna leave this thing alone. It's not quite ready. Not quite ready. Market is out of sync. Yeah, it's just it's choppy. That's fine. I mean, we're coming early anyway on it. I know I'm coming in a little bit early. I really need to see that 643. We gotta watch for that. Let's see here. I think we'll give up a little bit of money. It's no big deal. That's how that looks. That's one from last night and into these two trades that we done today. So let's just keep working. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. I mean, that's the verdict. We're coming into Globex and coming fast. Wow. So at 80, they got in sync and they flushed it, and they put on a new. I mean, we hit Globex to the tick. 585. Wow. Yeah, 585. If you looked at 50 NT Rinko, it put on a captain setup switch trade short. 12,740 coming. Yeah, 12,740. Well, yeah, they need to get themselves up to 640 something, 642, 644. That has to happen first. Right now, the market is still in sync on the short side, and it's coming into the body of this captain setup. So, like I said, I mean, they got to protect this multiple levels that we're seeing right now. The 542, they got to protect the 511, and they have to turn this candle up toward 642. If all of that happens, then you know the test of the captain setup is holding, and we have a high probability event of hitting 11.7 and breaking out to the 50. And look at this. Yeah, and see that strength and quickness. I mean, it's actually happening on both sides of this market. But what we're getting right now is a market that is out of sync. The market is out of sync. The 200 and 100 out of sync. Yeah, I would wait, Adam, and I will wait for the market to either get back in sync on the short side or run up to that 64 and get in sync on the long side. Anything in between, you are literally trading around Globex, and we've seen how that trading happens. You'll get a lot of fades in and around it, and a lot of these stop runs that you're seeing right now. All right, there you go. I like that. That's a bit of a long pressure. Oh wow. I'm sleeping on the wheel here. Look at this stuff right here. Wow. You're getting a captain setup switch trade right here on the short side. Then we're getting a captain setup switch long. And the market is reacting very well to both of them. I mean, those are beautiful signals on the 50 NT Rinko. Okay, so it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Here we go. And here comes, I got to get aggressive and I got to start buying anywhere and everywhere I can get to. And here we go. That's if they give it to me now. And this is a range trade. This is a bit of a swing trade. So I'm going to assume a bit more risk in it. And I'm going to trade in a range. And I would have a wider stop. So just kind of factor that in and just don't follow me blindly. It's, any dip into this rotation, I'm going to try to get in here. So 17,651. I'd like to see a disconnect here. Ain't going to do nothing, huh? Target number 5 is 680. Can I get a pullback? I'm going to try to accumulate maybe 15, 20 contracts on this move here. No love, no love, no love. I'm not chasing none of this stuff right here. So I mean, they closed that initial candle. So I'm gonna keep my orders where they at and look to see if we can get a push lower to 45, 35, 25. I'll take it right here and we'll see if I can get anything going. I want lower prices, but it's just not happening. Can I get target number 5? Potentially. That's good. That's good. All right, thank you. And I just want to just keep one and see if I can get anything big going. I mean, obviously, I want a whole lot more than this, but it makes it harder when they don't retrace in any meaningful way for me to jump in. But I think we made like 25 points off one, and we'll see what happens here. So that helps me pay for the trade, helps me stay in the trade a lot longer. All right, the market is out of sync here. And we need to see them coming back and hitting that 67 again. My stop to the whole rotation is if they break the 543. Yeah, I'm taking a bigger risk on that one, but they're gonna get me here on this one. Wow. They may get me on this one. All right. Come on, baby. Pay me some money. That's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to pay me some money. But let's just not to get too carried away here. We just need to be hyper focused. I mean, I'll take one here. I really need to see a close to that 68 and the 700 basically. And I'm gonna take some profits along the way just to kind of help me manage that, overall trade. They're gonna give me more. I took some more here, and I need that captain setup to fail to the upside. All right, good for you. 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 Here we go. 7720, which is target number 5, and we will get there. I'm gonna go to break even plus 5 and let that baby cruise. Let it cruise. Cancel, cancel. Let it do what it wants to do now. I don't care. I mean, we took a little bit of risk, but we knew what's up. So we made 2613 on that one, and we have one contract that is just floating right there. So the market is going to either do one of two things: either give me a lot more money or a little bit more money. And that's always the spot that I want to be in. And if you want to be in the business of swing trading, that's the kind of work that you kind of have to do, because you build up your account by taking on the transitional zone trades, because those are very specific. I mean, they either work very quickly or they stop you very quickly, and you can confine your risk to 10 points, 15 points max, and sometimes a lot less. You build up your account, you understand how the 200, how the captain setup works, and all that good stuff. Now you can take more risk and you could make more money. And if you want to get into a 10, 20, $30,000 trades, that's exactly the kind of setups that will get you there. And the people that have been around with me, they've seen the 20, 30,000, they've seen the $70,000 days, they've seen it all. And that's how it works usually. So I have to be okay with this market coming all the way back down here and hitting me for that +5.25 points. Otherwise, I will never have the emotional. I would not be relaxed enough to let things run in my way. You know, so we'll let it be. Let it be. The question I have is not, if anything, is where. I'm just gonna put that up here. Is where would I add? Like, I really want to keep that 41 solid, meaning I actually, if I want to really have a legitimate stop, it's just gonna has to be the 41. So that's a 10 point, because a break below the 41 closes the 100 NT. A break down below the 41 is going to be the close of the 100 NT wrinkle. So for all practical reasons, that would give me a good out. Then I can still look for opportunities to get back in. So that structure is good enough for now. Okay. I tried. So that trade concluded itself. And we made 28.36 on that one. So we're up 26.22 for the day on 4 decisions. And let's just keep playing the game. Now, what would get me? Well, let me look at that. That's fine. If they break it back up to 80, I will start getting back in on the long side. I will look for pullbacks as a buying opportunity again. Ah, look at that. Bastards. I still think that was a good stop. That 41 is a good stop because it could have just continued to bleed into that rotation. I mean, there is a whole lot of distribution going on at these high levels. There really is. Uh, Israr. Okay, so this is not a minute chart. It is an actual uh, NT Rinko chart. So it's a range chart. So every time every 20 ticks, you get another candle build, and 40 ticks for a candle reversing. So this is not a time driven, it's a price driven, which makes it a lot cleaner when you're trading futures or anything for that matter. It cuts on the noise in the market. And we're following Nasdaq 100, we're following ES, we're following gold, crude, YM, all of that. I mean, boy, I mean, they put a captain set up short here on the 100. I would look for a confirmation. And that captain setup has to happen on 641. That's 641 back again. Yeah, it's the market is just it's a meat grinder here, but it has to resolve itself. And it's just going to be the 592 or the 700, and I think we will see the 700. But and then the market will speed up on the upside. YM is weak. Okay. So I mean, in essence, what did the market do here? I mean, it built up that formation the captain set up, ran it up in a very solid way, came back and retested it, retested the FOMC meeting, retested the uh, Globex, protected the captain setup, reversed, sold off to shake all the longs, and now it's firming up on the upside. And that's on Ninja Trader, absolutely. So here, just that's just the overall look on the. If we were gonna dig in deeper, we're gonna see the fact that the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side. So that is the direction I should be looking at. Okay, let me. All right, Israr, yeah. That's a link so you could join the room. And once you join the room, uh, we can talk to you about the setup and the charts and how to get involved and all that. Okay. I mean, they're not making it easy, right? I mean, they're just churning, churning, churning. And the longer time they spend around these levels, the higher probability the next move will be significant. Ooh, look at that. Hey Chima, how are you, man? I was thinking about you today. Funny, you show up. I was like, man, I'm wondering what Chima doing. They put a they put a captain setup switch trade. Oh man, if they take that 41. That would make it really interesting. They came so close, so close. So, what type of behavior are we seeing right now? We're seeing sideway consolidation with a long bias. ES, same thing, Sheila. Ain't nothing going on here. It's a whole lot of consolidation. Just now they put a captain setup short. So you're looking at a 77, 75 target coming up with a stop at 82. And we should be seeing that coming in right now. Here we go. That's that's what you're seeing. But it's not decisive. Like this is a scalping environment. Like right now, what's happening right now, it's a scalping environment. I think we break 700 on NQ, it'll become a very trending environment. And here comes that captain setup on the 100 NT wrinkle, captain setup short. So now you got a lot of mixed signals in the market. You have a 200 that's telling you go long, and 100 that's telling you I just put a captain setup short. Market is out of sync. If we break 80, I'm going to start getting long again on pullbacks because that would be the beginning of failure of that captain setup on the 100 NT wrinkle. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Enjoy it. If you have any questions, let us know. And happy trading. MFF 300K funds. Is that like a funding company, like an Apex or Top Step? Okay, great. Great, Shima. Yeah, we have a lot of people in our organization that trade with Apex and Top Step. Johnny's proprietary software. It's called the Harmony Trading System, and you can take a look right there. Let me see here. And you can join our room and get our updates and webinars and links to our social media here. All right. So when I see this, what do I see? What do I look at? What am I thinking? What I'm thinking is I need to stay the heck away from this. That's what I'm thinking. Because it's just a meat grinder. Now, if we break the 80, I'm in business. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get in business. You got to break that 80. If you don't break that 80, I'm just going to leave it alone and give it more time and let's figure out what, that retracement to the 600, how it's going to hold. But if we break the 80, that means that you're breaking this captain setup short, and now the market is back in sync, and it's going to happen here in a second, right now. Thank you. Yeah, we should see it, but I mean, I need an entry. I'm not going to just jump in, especially in this environment. I need a pullback. I need a new transitional zone to happen, and I'll start. I mean, you're going to see. Oh, boom. See what I'm talking about? Now it's trending. Good job, Adam. I could always count on you to take all the trades that I don't take and I should take. But it's just, I'm looking for a low risk, high probability event. Yeah. Yeah, you always make me laugh. Yeah. You take the high risk, low probability. Okay. Uh, oh, 12,200. I mean, you're swinging for the fences, GM. You are swinging for the fences. But that's just the structure of the market supports upward momentum. Are you in a are you are you in it in a call? Are you did you jump in on this rotation with a call option, or you just have a bunch of spy or what? All right, let's focus, 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 focus. There's a lot of money to be made here. In core shares. Okay, yeah, I got you. All right, so they put that captain set up short, gave us that scalp into that 75. Market shifted the cloud and established a spear trade right here at 37.83. Hit target 1, 2, and 3. And now it's consolidation. What we want to see is the market establishing another transitional zone So we could measure momentum and participate to the upside. If the market fails to do that and hits the 37.84, then there's no trade and we're looking for the next setup. But obviously you're seeing NQ making a big move, and ES is not too far behind it. Well, I mean, I don't know if you're asking what is NQ or asking what's going on with NQ. But ES is this S&P 500, a future contract, and NQ is NASDAQ 100. So we're basically uh, trading NASDAQ and we're trading uh, S&P 500. Okay. No, I mean, it's just simple. We're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunities. As long as we protect 680. We already hit target 1, 2, and 3. Target number 4 will be 11,756. Target number 5 is going to be 789 and a half. What we're looking for is a transitional zone that builds up again. And that is going to be similar to this one right here. So once that starts and it holds somewhere about around here, and we'll start looking at an entry point. We're streaming between 8:30 Central. Actually, we start the room about 8:15 and till 11 o'clock. And if the market is really hyperactive, we keep it open longer. But all these times are central times. I mean, they put a switch trade right here, which is this happening. Yeah, that's a signal to go long. All right, I'm gonna start small again. If we break that 20, if we break the 700, then I'll leave it alone. 81. So this market needs to protect the 680. What they're doing right now is they. Oh, here we go. Yep. Nope. We're not playing. So the clouds shifted right here, right? So that tells me that we need to have that back up to that 715 in order for us to start really reconsidering the long, and we need to protect the 680. So we're running into uh, a bit of resistance at these levels, and we're just gonna leave it alone. Right now, the market is in sync. It's in sync on the upside, but we have that environment, but we don't have the transitional zone behavior that we're looking for. It may come soon, it may not come. We will wait for it. And once that behavior shows up, we need to get a signal that is a low risk, high entry. Uh, Adam does it a little bit differently. It's a high risk, low probability. you you make me laugh, man. Asrar, you said broker data feeds. Ninja Trader. So Ninja Trader is a broker, and the data feed is Continuum, which is a different version of CQG. Oh yeah, so you're doing currencies, huh? So the Harmony trading system will work on currencies. It will work on futures. It will work on stocks. It works on options. It works on everything. Hell, it even works on a cryptocurrency, and I trade cryptocurrency using it. And that is Bitcoin. And that's Bitcoin on the Harmony trading system. And you are in a channel right now, a short channel. And that's channel number one, channel number two. So you got to protect that 20,600 from the short side. So you could literally come in there and trade this on Ethereum. There you go. Actually, it's Ethereum looks very solid. They just put a captain setup long right here. I mean, they need to protect the 1100 and then break the 115 for momentum to start picking up. So the market is switching again. We're getting a transitional zone here. Let's see. 725. No, no, no. I don't listen to none of that stuff. I made good money trading Dogecoin, SHIB, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, and a few other ones. And it literally, I'll just wait for them to go down 20% or more, and I'll start buying. That is the key to those instruments. But anyway, so we are potentially breaking out here out of 725. Let's go. I mean, the market is in sync on the long side. So all our behavior or all our trading is thinking in terms of long right now. And that was a pretty wicked little consolidation going on here. And the minute they broke that 80, it was just that's all she wrote. Here we go. It hit that level, hit level one, target number one. In this sequence, you're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity. It's almost 10 o'clock. So how is everybody doing so far today? Adam, Brian, how are we doing? Sheila, any trades? Mike, any trades? Shima, I know you're coming back into it. And Omer. All right, so the market needs to protect 692. If we protect 692, then that puts us in a position where a continuation of that pressure can happen. If we break it, then the market is out of sync, out of harmony, and we need a run back to the high in order to reconnect that. So the market right now is in a spot, and you could tell that they're distributing here. Because they just came in. I mean, that's a good little pop and a break, but what did they do with it? They faded it. So now you're into this 700 whole number deal, and if that doesn't hold, 90 is gonna go, and then the market is gonna disconnect, and you could tell that it's a little bit top heavy. So if I'm long prior, I'm trimming my position. ES, I mean, they're putting a captain setup and a switch trade short right here. That formation, the break of a captain setup into a switch trade. So now this structure is going to be resistance, the 94 to that 96 level. And they're establishing a transitional zone short. It needs a little bit more work, but you could tell across the board blocks of selling coming in. Yeah, I mean, this is just a read of the immediate price action. uh, GM. It's one of those things that are the big picture. Let's talk about the big picture, if I can talk. What's happening here? You got a channel number two. So now you have support at 500, you have support at 550, and you have a support right at the 544. And you have a support at 516. You have about 4 or 5 levels in which and you have captain set up long right here. So this is a base for higher prices. So as long as we continue to um, protect this level right here, this market is going to get to the 750, 800, and potentially consolidate in that area. And we are protecting channel number one, channel number two in the sequence. Okay. Now, you will have pockets of selling interest along the way, but that's the big idea, is protecting this zone between 600 and 480. So on a swing trade basis, this is a market that is firming up. That wouldn't mean we wouldn't pull back, but this area got to hold. And it has a good probability of holding. Even if we come back down to it, you'll see some buyers stepping in and trying to protect it. So watch out for this zone. So the market is disconnecting right here. So from a entry and exit perspective, I am not going to jump on the long side because I don't have the environment in my favor anymore. The environment in my favor is the market being in sync, and it's not in sync. Bahat? What the heck is Bahat? I don't know. Did I say Bahat? I didn't say Bahat. GM, I speak my own language, my own trading language, right? Okay. Here, I got you. Bahat, what's going on with Bahat? Let's see here. Oh, it's up 148 points. Blue Hat Interactive Entertainment Technology. Yeah, interesting. Well, that's just a parabolic move. Uh, you're working. You're working that scan. That you're working that scanner overtime. GM. Yeah, that one is moving. Today is up 148%. I'm not in it. Are you? We can tell things are slowing down. Like it's not. It's not a fast market anymore. Hey Chima, I'm about to send you a message. Good morning, Ron. How are you? What's the name of this thing? So what to do here? Yeah, thank you, Chima. Yeah, we gotta get together again. We're due for a meeting. So what to do right here? So these are the trades that I've done so far. We had four decisions, give up a little bit of money, came back with a nice one toward the end, and 26.22 so far. And we are, for this short week, we are up 11,930. Not too many contracts, man. I mean, the majority of it beside that one right there, but that was a market was moving. The majority of them are under, twos and threes. Then you get the occasional five and seven and more. That's where we at. No drama. No drama here. Steady. All right, so the market is back in sync with this move. We're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity, and this is a resumption of the long behavior here. Target number two is hit in the sequence. Target number three will be 753 and a quarter. Yeah. Yeah, ES is making that move too. I mean, they're going to mimic each other. That's what they're going to do. We got 45 minutes of the session. What I'm going to be looking for here is a disconnect of this transitional zone and a reconnect of it. And once that happen, I'll start jumping in, and I'm going to keep it small at these extended levels. So I'll be doing ones and twos and threes. I don't want to go into the five and tens when the market is extended like this. But the next target of the sequence is 53, and then we'll go from there. But the market is solid, market is long. We talked about the big picture and the small picture. We talked about this captain setup long that happened, and the reaction and the retest of it. And then we participated in that little flush that they did, and they would trick just about everybody in it, because it looked nasty when it happened. But we understood what these levels are and their capacity to hold in this type of rotation. So we kept adding and adding and adding in this rotation, because I understood where my stop is, and my stop is rock solid at that 541. And if anything, I should have just really loaded up. Instead of 6 contracts, this is like a 10 to 15 contract trade. What would have got me more aggressive if I got in exactly at that 44 instead of from 68 and pullbacks. But since I didn't get that, I got a little bit lighter on my ads. But that trade worked exactly the way, well, nothing works exactly the way you expect it, but yeah, so we got long, long, and sold, and that was a beauty. We went long, 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 sold, 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 and sold. Then the market went into this little rotation. So you can see the behavior is a grinding higher price action. That's a trending market. Don't get cute. Don't get short. Don't try to fade this unless we get a complete 200 into your Renko candle. Just don't do it. Okay. So the market is back into basically out of sync again. So that puts me in a pause again. You've got to go back up to that 740, and I have a feeling that they're going to really retrace this to 667. I mean, it looks like the market is ready for a bit of a retracement here. So in that rotation, the market got in sync at 717, pulled back, and we were looking for a signal in this spot right here, but we couldn't find one, and the market got out of sync. So that tells me that it's just getting a little bit top heavy, and it's going through a bit of digestion. And they're doing it twice, meaning initially they came in this area right here, and oh boy, did they test people with their behavior with that flush. And if you held on to it, good for you, which we did. And then they ran it up, and you are in and around a breakout. I mean, almost to the tick, a breakout price. But look what they're doing. They're fading it because they're trying to scare everybody out of their position. Because typically the market does not do this. It does not do it to the tick. If they break it, then come retest it. But to the tick, it's it's hard for me to believe that that's what they're going to do and just reverse this completely. But ultimately, I need the 200 and the 100 to be pointing in the same direction. And right now they're not. So I'm going to kick back and gather more information. That's the bottom line. You're saying RAD looks interesting. Let's see what RAD is all about. Yeah. RAD 8 Corporation up 13, almost 14%. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's just market that's ready on the move and upward moving. All right, we're coming to the bottom of the hour. Market's low, market out of sync. I mean, they're putting a captain setup switch trade on ES and at 337.88. So the market is going to pick up a bit of a bid here. But on NQ, I got to see that 740 happen. Then a pullback. That's interesting right there. So that 40 is not happening, and now we're continuing the drift. So the market, uh, if we break 668, the bias will be I mean, the overall structure is still long, but you're going to get into a phase where the shorts can pick up a bit of steam and retest that 650 to the 610 area. So we need to be watching for that. But the trigger to all that behavior has to happen by breaking below 668. Right now, the market is out of sync, which puts me in a holding pattern, and it puts me in a place where I am gathering on information about market behavior. I have to have the three elements of a trade: environment, behavior, a signal. Right now, don't have the environment. I mean, the environment, when I say environment, on an intraday basis environment, because on a on a long-term basis, obviously the market is trending lower, but on an intraday basis, you got that captain setup switch trade, which is a base for higher prices, but that's a swing intraday swing trade. If if I can get the market to sell off to 668, that puts the environment at that time to be short. So I need the environment, I need the behavior, then I need the signal. So BTC, we're looking at, boom, here we go. That's channel number 2 of that sequence. And the market is continuing its downward shift that we were talking about earlier. And they establish a new transitional zone here, and one there. So there's a 3. That sequence is continuing to sell off. And ultimately, this is their glowbacks, which is around 20,000. And that's been a number that the market is continuing to play around. We are 319 points away from it, and that's what this number that you're seeing moving around is telling me how far I am from Globex. So the people in the room, um, so when we release the NT8 version of this, that feature will be in it. So you would know how far you are at any time from Globex by just looking at that number. Well, here goes the 68 that we were talking about. We got there. So now, short term, there is a bit of a short bias to this market. Rallies are shortable in this environment against that high of 745, and the expectation or a target would be is the 40s, going 40, 35. That is correct, Chima. That is correct, sir. We are working on it. So basically, we're getting a fresh signal here, and we need a rally back up and see if we can get. So if we can get a rally in the 85.90 and a signal to go lower and a new transitional zone, then that would be a reason for me to start getting active again and getting short. But what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be shorting the smallest amount of contracts, like 1, 2. I'll just keep it in and around that type of size. Target number 3 is hit. And that target is 655 and a quarter. The next target is going to be 40. As long as we continue to trade and be in sync. I mean, I could play that game right here. If they put a captain set up short, I will take a short at 67, 7. I mean, I actually could put the order in. I'll take it, and if it runs up a little bit more, I can add to it. There we go, and we're expecting a bit of a flush into, and I will get in right here some more, and here some more. I'm going to reduce my exposure and my risk to about 5 points or more or less, excuse me. And I'm looking for a break into that 62, but I'm going to take some off um, if we burst in. We should be taking out this 666. That number is never good, huh? There's not a lot of momentum going on here, so I may want to just. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll take that and just kind of move on. So from that captain setup, what my expectation is to see momentum picking up on the short side, and it was not. So I tightened up the stop and got out. So what we're experiencing right now is a bit of consolidation that the market is doing. And you can tell that from the fact that we did not establish another transitional zone right here. And I know I came in a little bit early, but the fact that they put that captain setup short, that's good enough risk. And I added to it right here and basically managed it for a very tight stop. So that the odds are we're going to see a little bit of noise in this market and a consolidation back and forth. And we would know that the market is kind of in putting itself in a position of consolidation if we start getting to 73. Like this rotation gets to 73 or even breaks 66, then you know that the market made a low, faded it, made a high, and faded it. Tesla, that's my pick. Okay. All right, thank you. So, so the market got back in sync. I mean, it's gonna give me a little bit more money, but I just took the scalp version of that trade, and this rotation right here, um, like I said, it's that whole sequence is destined to go short. It's just a function of trying to manage my risk here, just in case they get weird and punch it up above 700. But the destiny of that one was the continuation of that trade into lower prices, and it worked out like the way it was supposed to. So we're heading toward that 40, and that's the level that we talked about earlier, right? Here it comes. Target number two is a hit, and we hit the 40, and continuing lower. Now the next target out of that will be 15, uh, 15 to 10. That's what's coming next. Boom. Target number three is hit. And target number four in the sequence as well is 87. Man, that's a major move. So now let's ask. Excuse me. Today I'm having a hard time speaking. Okay. Let's ask a question. And the question is for the longs, what do you have to do in order to reassert your dominance? Because I mean, obviously, we went through a big, nice phase of longs, and the market disconnected and reconnected and disconnected, telling us that the market is top heavy. Then the market at that 68 level flipped on the 200 NT Rinko. So that now the sequence is we're looking at the 60s and the 40s and the 15s. Now that's the new sequence. Well, I mean, talking about the 15s, we're already there. So what are the longs need to do here to really reassert themselves? Um, First, you have to break. The market is in sync on the short side, so you have to break above 655. That's the first thing that they have to do right now. And if they keep dropping, then that level will change. That's the first thing they need to do. Then ultimately, they test and retest. Excuse me. They test and retest, and they have to go all the way to 691. Give me a second here. All right. So back to our story, right? that's what the longs have to go. Now it's changed a little bit because they flushed it even further into that whole number. They need to break 644. Then from 644, they need to muster enough energy to go above 690 after doing a lot of consolidation. So they have their work cut out for them right now. But at the same time, look where we at. We are at this box of support, and this will be a great higher low for them to reverse it. So I'm aware of that idea. At the end of the day, I have to trade what's immediately in front of me, and what's immediately in front of me is that the market is short on the 200 and the 100, but at the same time, we're coming into a zone that buyers can step in, and I'm watching for them. So if I end up in a short, that short will be a small amount of contracts. Okay. So that's the thought process. Shima, look into the bigger programs, like the 150, 250, even the 100. It gives you a little bit more room to operate. So consider that. So it's 11:08. I didn't realize that the time has passed that much, but um, this is what we've done today. These are the trades we took. We're up 2606 on 6 decisions. And since the short week, we're up almost 12 grand on 30 decisions. That's where we at. And we're done. So we're done for the morning session. And I'm just going to go take a break, get some lunch. And if the market is cooperating later on that last hour of the day, I will take a shot at it. And if I take any more trades, I'll let you know and show you the trades tomorrow. And like I always say, I mean, precision is a decision, and always trade in harmony, right? We'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. You guys have a good one.